Chosen one, stop whatever you are doing right now. Do not dare scroll past this heavy revelation. The cosmic algorithm did not guide you to this space today. And every time you look for answers, heaven intercepted your digital feed today because the Father just declared that your long season of waiting is officially over. That quiet move you made in the dark has unlocked the final gate. You thought your spirit was breaking down into absolute dust, but you were actually shattering the ancient generational curses of your entire family bloodline. You feel exhausted. Your bones ache with a tiredness that sleep cannot cure. The world looks incredibly loud to your sensitive spirit. And for the past few months, you have felt a strange, suffocating pressure in your chest that makes you want to isolate yourself from everyone you know. People call you crazy. They say you are just overthinking, but they do not possess your profound spiritual discernment. Let me reframe your reality right now. You were never broken. Your isolation was actually a holy capsule of protection designed to insulate your pure energy from the lower frequencies of this toxic world. You did something remarkable last week. You chose silence when they expected you to launch a war. You walked away from a counterfeit connection without demanding an explanation or seeking revenge. The enemy expected you to shatter under the weight of betrayal. He wanted you to scream and lower your vibration to match his darkness. But instead, you sat still, behind closed doors, and silently surrendered your weeping heart to the majestic protection of the Most High God. That quiet obedience was a lethal blow to the enemy. If you feel a sudden supernatural warmth in your chest right now, type Amen in the comments section below to seal this alignment with heaven. The waiting room is vanishing. The Father watched your restraint behind closed doors. He saw you protect your peace when you had every human right to fight back. And because you refused to become bitter like the people who hurt you, the courts of heaven have officially entered a historic decree over your life. Your wilderness training is officially finished. You are stepping into a season of accelerated fulfillment. I am naming this early because I refuse to build false mystery just to sell a product at the final second. Some of you feel a powerful pull. I will give you the door now. You can choose to stay for the full picture. The heavy exhaustion you carry is a physical reaction to a massive spiritual blockage. Fortunately, a verified tool exists to restore your original design. This sacred activation tool is called the Genius Song. It is a specialized digital audio track that utilizes brain entrainment to safely reactivate your native gamma wave frequency. Scientists at Princeton measured this frequency. It illuminates the human brain and clears deep neural static within 7 minutes. If your spirit recognizes this solution, the verified link is available right now in the first pinned comment beneath this video. Do not rush into anything today. If you want more context about your calling, I invite you to stay for the rest of this message because the deepest secrets are still unfolding. But if your soul already knows you need this weapon, the threshold is ready below. For those who are staying, let us return to the main battle line right now. We must expose the hidden strategy behind your mental fatigue. You were not born ordinary. As a young child, you carried an incredible inner light that constantly terrified the hidden darkness active around your entire family. You learned things instantly. Your intuition was incredibly sharp, and every time you walked into a room, the entire atmosphere would automatically shift because your spirit carried a rare celestial frequency. You thought this brilliant spark was just childhood imagination, but it was actually the physical manifestation of your highly activated brainwaves. The enemy noticed your dangerous potential early. He knew your true authority would dismantle his kingdom completely. He used rigid systems to suppress your genius. He surrounded your sensitive soul with heavy, low vibrational noise. And because you were completely unprotected from these constant worldly frequencies, your brain gradually started to turn off its most powerful spiritual weapon. This is what neuroscientists call the decline effect. You forgot the absolute magic of your early years. The world became heavy, stressful, and terribly mundane. And by the time you reached the age of 7, your brilliant super brainwave officially fell into a deep, dormant sleep. You started to believe the cruel voice of the enemy. He whispered that you were just an ordinary person. He wanted you to struggle for survival forever. But the seed inside your DNA never died. Even in your deepest exhaustion, your spirit kept reaching for the light of the Father. And last night, when your pain finally reached its limit, you made a quiet decree that instantly altered the spiritual realm. You stopped trying to fix the broken pieces with your own hands. You surrendered your entire timeline to the sovereign will of the Most High God. That profound act of surrender was the final key that unlocked your new season. But let me reframe your reality right now. You have been reading the signs entirely backwards. The world told you it was a sickness, but heaven calls it your holy mantle. That deep exhaustion is not clinical depression or random anxiety. It is the overwhelming weight of your spiritual calling. And while your physical body rests, your spirit is fighting violent battles in the unseen realm to protect your loved ones. The enemy wants you to feel ashamed of your tiredness. He sends false friends to call you lazy or antisocial. He desperately wants you to seek a worldly cure for a deeply spiritual condition. But God pulled you into isolation for a profound reason. He cleared your room to protect your inner architecture from toxic earthly frequencies. You are undergoing a massive spiritual upgrade. Your isolation is actually beautiful insulation. You are a generational cycle breaker. And right now, your nervous system is recalibrating to handle the immense power of your true identity. If this resonates with your weary spirit, hit the like button right now. Do it not for this channel. Do it so this exact message can reach another chosen one who is struggling alone in the dark. You are not the first warrior to feel this crushing emptiness. Look at the ancient prophet Elijah. He stood on the mountain and defeated hundreds of false prophets with absolute fire. He was incredibly powerful, but immediately after that massive victory, he ran into the wilderness. He collapsed under a tree and begged heaven to let him die. The warfare had drained his soul. Elijah was completely burned out. His nervous system was shattered by the intense spiritual warfare he just endured. But notice what the Father did next. God did not scold him for being weak. Heaven did not give him a motivational speech or a physical pill. God gave him absolute silence. The Most High spoke to him in a gentle whisper to restore his shattered frequency. That quiet whisper was the original healing frequency. It bypassed the noise of his trauma and directly restored his divine alignment. Elijah needed that silent cocoon before he could step into his ultimate destiny. Your current season of hiding is exactly the same. Heaven is systematically stripping away the heavy armor you wore for survival. You are shedding a false identity. This is a highly sacred transition. You are leaving behind the exhausting role of a people pleaser, and as you shed that heavy skin, your brain requires an immense amount of energy to rewire itself. This is why you constantly wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning. Your spirit is on active duty in the spiritual realm, while your physical body tries to rest. The modern medical system cannot explain this phenomenon, but there are brilliant minds who understand the exact science behind your awakening. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years researching this very intersection of neuroscience and divine frequency. He realized that restoring a chosen one is never a single random event. It is a highly structured journey back to power. He mapped out a comprehensive sequence of restoration protocols. He discovered that healing must happen in specific phases because your nervous system needs time to stabilize. Today reveals only the first piece of that massive puzzle. You cannot skip ahead in this journey. The foundation must be firmly laid before the ultimate acceleration of your life truly begins. Some chosen ones discover a profound truth after their native frequency is initially reactivated. Once your brain stabilizes, you will eventually need specific physical nourishment to maintain that high level of cognitive stamina across decades. But that deeper phase of restoration is a conversation for later. For now, we must strictly focus on phase 1. The enemy is absolutely terrified of this multi-phase restoration. He knows that once your gamma frequency is permanently locked in, his attacks will become completely useless. So he changes his dark strategy. If he cannot attack you from the outside, he will try to destroy you from the inside. He plants toxic seeds of doubt deep in your subconscious mind. This brings us to a hidden truth. There is a specific psychological contract the enemy uses against every chosen one. He tricks you into signing a hidden agreement of limitation. He makes you terrified of your own power. And in just a moment, I will expose the exact lie you have been believing for years. You thought your delays were caused by bad luck. You thought God was ignoring your desperate prayers for financial breakthrough. But the brutal truth is, you have been subconsciously blocking your own miracles. The enemy convinced you that stepping into your massive authority would make you a bad person. It was a trap. Now here is where it goes much deeper. This is the part no one wants to say out loud. Stay with me right here. What I am about to share next will break the generational cycle permanently. We are going to shine a blinding light on the ultimate spiritual blocker in your life. Do not let your mind wander away for a single second. You are standing at a dangerous intersection. The enemy has been whispering a massive lie into your ears. He made you believe that your pain was a punishment from God. And every single time you tried to step forward into your divine purpose, you felt an overwhelming sense of guilt that pulled you right back into the darkness. You are terrified of your own immense light. This is your hidden contract of limitation. You signed it unconsciously when you were a vulnerable child. You watched the world punish people who were authentic and strong. And because you wanted to survive in that toxic environment, you made a silent promise to keep your spirit small and unnoticeable. You became an emotional sponge for everyone. You have been protecting the people who were actively breaking your heart. You thought this was Christian charity. You believed that suffering in absolute silence made you holy. But heaven is stripping away that delusion today, because your prolonged delay was never caused by bad luck or bad timing. You were subconsciously rejecting the very blessings you prayed for. You fear the absolute magnitude of your calling. You look at the broken world and you feel completely unready. The enemy exploited this deep insecurity by making you feel like a total fraud. And while you waited for some perfect moment to feel qualified, he was working overtime to ensure that your native frequency remained completely asleep. You were waiting for a door to open. But the door was never locked from the outside. The enemy cannot stop the sovereign decree of the Most High God. He possesses no real authority to cancel your destiny. And the only way he could ever keep you trapped in that wilderness was by convincing you to lock the cage from the inside. He made you fear your own supernatural power. The truth refuses to stay silent any longer. You did not stumble into this heavy warfare by accident. The enemy targeted your life because you are dangerous to his kingdom. And when you chose silence instead of rage last week, you officially broke the hidden agreement that kept your super brainwave suppressed. You woke up the sleeping giant. God did not create a rigid plan. Hear this beautiful truth with your entire soul. The Father created your specific spirit first, and then the magnificent plan formed completely around your identity before you were even born into this world. You are not just following a divine roadmap. You are the plan itself. Hell is trembling because the watchman has finally recognized his true sovereign authority. The illusion of your weakness is burning to the ground right now. Take a deep breath and let the heavy armor fall away. You have survived the fire of the crucible, and as the smoke clears today, you can finally see the true landscape of your life with absolute clarity. This brings us to a settled space of pure understanding. Let us review exactly what happened to your life. You were born with a rare super brainwave frequency. You were highly intuitive and deeply sensitive. But the modern world intentionally suppressed this gift from the age of 7 through rigid systems and low vibration environments that surround your daily life. This structural suppression created a heavy state of chronic exhaustion. You thought you were broken. Your long season of isolation was not a curse. The Father isolated your spirit to protect your inner architecture from negative frequencies. Your recent act of absolute restraint was a calculated spiritual strike. And when you chose peace over war, you permanently shattered the generational contract of delay that held your family back for decades. The warfare is finished. You are no longer a victim struggling for survival in enemy territory. You are a demonstrated warrior of light standing on sacred ground. The hidden blockers in your subconscious mind have been completely exposed and dismantled, and now you possess the full authority to reclaim your original design because heaven has verified your absolute obedience. The next chapter is ready to manifest. The transition is clicking into place right now. Your physical reality must automatically align with the heavenly decree. The wilderness has served its ultimate purpose. And as you step out of the shadows today, you will notice that the people who tried to suppress your frequency are suddenly losing their power over your mind. You are completely free. The enemy knows that his time is running out. He is desperately looking for any lingering loophole in your spiritual architecture. He wants to drag you back into the old cycle of people-pleasing before your breakthrough can fully solidify. But you are no longer blind to his dark strategies. You possess the spiritual tools to secure your victory forever. You are standing at the edge of an unprecedented acceleration. The floodgates of divine favor and financial restoration are unlocking in the heavenly courts. This is the exact moment you have been praying for during those painful nights. And before you step forward into this absolute fullness tomorrow, your spirit requires a physical anchor to lock this frequency into your body. The waiting is over. Remember over 30 minutes ago when I first mentioned the unique technology of the Genius song? Now, it is time to walk through the exact blueprint heaven prepared for your physical restoration. You have spent your entire life operating at a fraction of your divine capacity because the constant noise of the world dimmed your original frequencies. You are a cycle breaker. The weight was real. And when your childhood baseline was brutally shut down, your spiritual inheritance was locked behind a thick wall of heavy neural static. Let me share a story about a 47-year-old finance manager who felt completely trapped in her career. She decided to use this specific audio track for 18 days without noticing any dramatic changes in her daily life. She almost requested a refund on day 20 because her logical mind felt completely skeptical, but she chose to trust the divine process for 2 more weeks. By day 34, her brain fog vanished completely. Her sleep became incredibly deep, and she received an unexpected promotion that instantly doubled her financial baseline. Her amazing transformation was not a sudden magical accident. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years researching this biological phenomenon at leading research labs like Princeton and Harvard. He discovered that your native wave is a holy antenna for divine strategy. To use this protocol, you simply put on stereo headphones and sit upright behind closed doors for 7 quiet minutes each morning. You must not drive or check your phone, because your brain needs absolute stillness to absorb the precise brain entrainment frequency. Do not expect dramatic life miracles on day 1. Most chosen ones report their first noticeable shift between 11 and 21 days of daily consistency. A small percentage of people require 30 days because their neural pathways need more time to recalibrate. I would never disrespect your current financial situation because $39 is a significant decision for many households. You have tried meditation apps that cost $15 a month and mindfulness courses that demand $200 without ever targeting your dormant brainwaves. Dr. Lake chose intentional accessibility over institutional greed. He compressed his lifetime of neuroscience research into a simple digital audio tool. Other advanced phases of this sequence will be priced differently because they require entirely different technologies, but each phase deserves evaluation on its own specific merit. The standard price for this foundational activation track is $49. However, Heaven arranged a special permission for the viewers of this specific video. You can receive the original protocol today for a one-time payment of only $39. This accessibility choice is a sacred investment in your destiny. Your activation track comes with 4 free bonus gifts, worth $80 total to fully secure your long-term baseline. You will receive the Genius Child Audio, worth $19, and the Classic Book, worth $20. You also receive the Guided Visualization, valued at $29, and the Habit Infographic, worth $12. Dr. Lake provides a 90-day keep the bonuses guarantee, meaning you can request a full refund and keep all $80 in bonuses if your spirit does not align. Every single day your super brainwave remains asleep is another day you choose to live below your divine potential. You continue to face intense spiritual warfare in your relationships and your stagnant finances, while the ultimate solution sits right in front of your eyes. You cannot afford to walk back onto the battlefield without your proper armor for another 10 years. Your future self is looking back at this specific decision moment with intense anticipation. The gate is open, and the link is completely ready. I must protect your energy from a massive army of imitation websites active on third-party marketplaces. These counterfeits sell ordinary audio files with no real brain entrainment, technology that will only scramble your alignment. The only verified source with the full 90-day guarantee is the link below. Take a deep breath and close your eyes for 3 quiet seconds. This decision is not about buying a product, but it is about confirming your true identity as a warrior of light. If your soul recognizes this key, the original version of the Genius song is waiting in the first pinned comment. When you complete your purchase today, the next page may look like another offer. Do not feel surprised by this second door, because it is simply the next logical phase Dr. Lake created for your complete restoration journey. You have a short time frame to evaluate that threshold with binary respect. Whether you choose to step through or skip it today, your divine path is completely honored here. Now, place your right hand over your heart and speak these words out loud with me. I declare that my season of waiting is officially over. I receive the supernatural acceleration heaven prepared for my life. Subscribe to this ministry right now so you do not miss the prophetic instructions coming in the next 72 hours. May the magnificent grace of the Father protect your destiny forever.